We are joined here today by Devin Bennett, first-year head coach at San Bernardino. She's made a really good reputation getting her softball players to the next level. I truly believe what makes or what separates a good coach versus a great coach are coaches that look for the best interest of their student athlete, and she has been doing that for the last couple of years. And when you have a coach that looks for the betterment of their athlete, and this her being her first year, I think she's going to grow this program into something amazing. Born in Visalia, then raised in Kansas. Coach Bennett originally played at Iowa Lakes, which happened to win the Division II National Championships before transferring over to William Penn, the prestigious William Penn University. And get this, she majored in chemistry. Now, chemistry at Penn. That's impressive. After Penn, she returned back to Cali and earned her master's degree in kinesiology with a focus on exercise science. Coach, thank you for your time.
Hi.
I know that was long-winded, but I had to definitely give you the props on the stuff that you've done. Again, I can't stress enough the fact that coaches like you that look for the best interest of the student athlete is something that, all coaches should be following. So tell me, how are you doing? Tell us about some of the changes, adjustments that's been happening, when this pandemic hit. How's the program? And personally, how are you doing? How's the family?
So for me, right when the whole thing hit, I was actually super, super sick. And it was my birthday week. It was kind of funny. My assistant had been sick, and I was like, "Do not touch me." And she touched me, and then I got super sick.
Oh, no.
And then it all went downhill. But I was sick for a few weeks, so I kind of quarantined myself because I had just moved to San Bernardino in January.
Okay.
I started coaching out at Cal State San Bernardino, so it's I've made my circle back there. It's kind of nice to be home, a new home for me.
Sure.
But so I kind of isolated myself, and then I ended up going up to my parents back in Visalia, and I was up there harassing them for a while. So it's been doing stuff for a area, and then having my mom's a teacher up there, and seeing her teach, and so it's kind of nice because we're like working together. I mean, she's horrible at technology, but hopefully she doesn't watch this. But it's been kind of a nice adjustment because it's teaching me different ways to work with kids and different things, and I've actually had time to like go over some books that I want to do. But I made 2 ukuleles. I made them. That's something new I did.
That's impressive.
And I like building, so I've done that. I just try to keep busy, and then I go up. We have a ranch in Porterville, and I go and swim in my pool there. So I kind of keep myself busy through that.
There you go. Well, we're gonna have to see you with a ukulele next time we have you on here as a guest. Yes. How are your athletes? How are your student athletes? We've heard from different coaches around the conference that coaches are now also becoming counselors with everything that's going on. And what are some of the type of the questions that they're asking from you?
Mostly it's about the same because I was a community college kid. And some reason, I guess my parents kind of taught me, you take this class, and I started learning that system. So a lot of the counseling for me has been the same. I absolutely love our athletic counselors here, because they kind of really go along with the idea. Overall, though, I'm more worried about their mental health.
Sure.
I recently had a girl, I go to these camps all fall and all that stuff, and one of them, she ended up committing suicide. So it's kind of, it really made me step back and look at them, that I need to start watching how they are, because I know when I was alone in my little apartment room by myself, it's like you start feeling sad. So I started really going on that track with them. Sure. Now we had to, of course, finish out with the rest of the season online because it is a course. So we started really diving into online, mental game. I'm actually going to plug books, though, here. We went through Heads Up Baseball. I don't even think you can see that. But it's called Heads Up Baseball. It's by Ken Revisa from he actually was a really big push for the mental game in sports. He was at Cal State Fullerton. My former boss was there, Yasmin Masadegi. So we went through that a lot. And it's a book I always wanted to use with them. So that was a little bit more that we were doing. Right now, it's really checking up on them daily, making sure they are doing their homework. I know that was a big freak out for them because a lot of times they just need someone to listen to them about what's going on in their class. Okay, this is going on. Now we had to teach them how to study. So this was a whole different experience for me, teaching them how to study without being able to be like, okay, pull up that, let me see, what are you doing? Or do you know what button to click on Canvas? Or do you know where your email is? That stuff. So that was a little bit different for us. It kind of stunk because we didn't get to do like some study hall. But we keep track. We do a band app. We did Zoom 3 days. And we made them condition during that too. But I would do some fun games at the beginning. So they'd be like, woohoo, let's do that. And just working through that mental game and setting up for classes was very weird. It was very weird doing it because our school has a Cranium Cafe. So teaching them to just get into that is a whole nother situation as well. So I had to really step it up on that. Luckily, I've had a lot of experience doing that and doing it for myself as well. So that definitely helped.
Got it. Well, what we'll do is we'll flash the book after this video, book that you're recommending and what you guys are going after. So just everyone knows what book it is you're talking about. Besides the student athletes, obviously there's a lot of changes that are going on, fluid changes that are still being discussed. How's it been on the recruiting side? How's that coming along? And I guess what's the biggest hurdle with the recruiting at this point? Because it was only a couple of days ago that the CCAA made the decision to go to the contingency plan. So how's the recruiting been for you guys?
It's definitely been different. I kind of explored some stuff because I don't know if you know, I was at Saracoso before, so I had to really learn how to do a little bit more online. And the baseball coach there is really fantastic, and he showed me this thing called Field Level, and I really started jumping off on that, and it really helped a lot with this going on. I'm thankful for where I'm at because a lot of kids are getting scared and coming back. So luckily I have a lot of people I know in the area that are running travel ball teams, and they're contacting me a lot with that. So I do like Zooms with travel ball teams and stuff like that. So that helps. The new one is like Facebook Live or Athletes Go Live, and I can watch it on my TV. It's like the craziest thing. But it's cool because I know, like, the D1s, it's a chance to actually go places and save money. Everyone's still figuring out, so we're all learning on that aspect. But it's definitely teaching me what I should be doing when I make student athletes videos as well. So there's a lot of learning curve on that. Getting the new recruits or the new kids in has been a task in its own. It's a lot of steps and a lot of figuring out which offices are open during which times. But it's been pretty interesting.
Good. I think primarily you had mostly freshmen last year on your squad. Can you give us an update on the players that you did have last year? And I assume that majority of them are coming back, or January.
Yeah. So it would be nice sooner, but
right.
It's a lot of unanswered questions still. I really try to keep up to date with them. I actually, thank God I did this. I actually got one of our fall classes moved to summer.
Got it.
So instead of having 2 in the fall, they have 1 in the summer, 1 in the fall. So we're able to kind of keep in contact with them through that, especially the new recruits bringing in. And I'll plug another book. This is my my old boss's book. It's called Between the Lines:
Okay.
The Mental Skills of Hitting. She's a fantastic boss. Hopefully she watches it so I get bonuses. But it's a really good book because it's from a D1 college athlete's like mental side, and she really works through it, and it's a pretty easy read. So that really keeps them going with us. So we're gonna really work on this whole mental stuff through it. I have another book for fall that relates to this one. So we'll go through that stuff. There's some apps that our school's talking about adding is like a Volt. I don't know if I'll get in trouble if we actually are getting. I know our football team's using it, and it shows how they exercise, how much.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it.
Make. So I know they had me the call up for that.
Got it.
We got emergency addendums, but we also have a chance. We're still waiting to hear back that we could be called an essential lab because our classes are run as a lab, and that's important for injury proof. But we're gonna try as much. If that means they have to get socks on Zoom and roll them against the wall, we've done that.
Yeah, do it.
We gotta do it. Hitting's a lot easier online than fielding and throwing.
Sure.
So as much as they can, we really don't urge them to like get together at all because that's the last thing we want. And I'm actually I'm the coaching softball exec rep, and we've been working really hard. We've had so many emergency meetings.
Sure.
Just to get, even a championship back. Even though it's North and South, we just wanted something because we already lost a season. So we want to try and make this as much of a normal season as possible.
Sure. Of course.
So we had to really look at what we're doing. So I told the girls that, hey, we fought hard when we could get those championships back. I was like, girls, don't waste this. I don't have a problem with you getting jobs, doing all that stuff, but please be smart about going out because we've worked hard, and it's not just me. It was a whole bunch of people, many, many phone calls, and even other sports. So it was a big push not to, be smart. We worked this hard. Let's keep pushing forward on that.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, again, thank you for your time here, and 2 more questions for you. So this is your first year at SBVC. What a way to welcome you, a pandemic in. What's the best thing you can? Well, 2 things. What's the best thing you can say about your squad this year? And number 2, unique challenge, and you don't necessarily have your own facility on campus. How do you get around that?
So there's good news.
Okay.
We actually got it approved. We are getting a field.
There you go.
And it got a board approved. I emailed the athletic director and I was like, is this what I saw it was? Because I scanned through all those budget things, and he's like, yes, it is. So they're getting going on that, and I believe in about 2 to 3 years it'll be completed.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So
congratulations on that, by the way.
Thanks. You want to thank the coach before that, Jerry Tivy, on that. He worked really hard to get that. Even though we're in the same conference. And so it was a different atmosphere because I've been used to having my own field. And I've had some really beautiful ones and, taking care of it. I love taking care of fields. So it was a little different, kind of learning the ropes there.
Sure.
But at the same time, I felt that even though our field wasn't a great field and it wasn't on campus, I felt like it made our team stronger.
Sure.
Because the field's not smooth. It's perfect because you better get a bad hop every time. So that's the great part.
I love it.
But I did bring in some different factors that our school has some really nice locker rooms, and they're really being used in the spring. So I asked our athletic director if we could use them, and we made it like a neat little room that they could chill and they love music. They tried to nap more, but it was a really nice place for them to be them and give them a little bit more of a higher level experience.
Sure, that's important.
Yeah, it definitely was. It made a little bit more pride. The team was really receptive. They were pretty good. of us coming in. They wanted to learn. That
Yeah.
was the biggest point. Was they continually just wanted to keep on learning, learn. Um, it was just a short span, so it was trying to push all in that we could, but we did do as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
It is hard because sometimes the light goes weird at certain times, but it was pretty interesting. I know like Anaya Lane did
Mm-hmm.
excellent base running. A lot of it at first for her was just she was worried,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, just go,
Just go.
just go. Like you're fast, you're a track runner, go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she did excellent. I know we were like questioning at first, especially for her, if we should move her to the left side. I was a
Uh-huh.
slapper. I love slappers.
Uh-huh.
This was a situation. She had a really strong bat, and she was getting on base that we actually did better with her as that. So she was one of the biggest surprises for me overall, and she started to really bloom out.
Mm-hmm.
So you can definitely expect more from her next year. Trying to think of who else we only had one sophomore. Um, she was she started getting used into things too, and it kind of sucked for her because it just ended.
Yep.
And then we had a few getting used to him because I have an excellent pitching coach.
Sure.
I just love her. I got her from she coached at La Sierra and played at Cal Baptist, and I was like, can you please come coach for me? And I begged her for a year. So she did an excellent job and working with her. And then I brought in another assistant and who was a former player when I actually used to coach. I was an assistant at College of the Desert. So
Okay.
bringing with their knowledge helped improve our catchers. Angie did excellent. I believe she was player of the week the last week. So yeah, we got both player
And
player
I
of the
think
month.
Lane was also athlete of the week.
Yeah.
I think she was. If memory calls are correct, I think she was as well.
Yeah. So those two did very good. But the majority of the team was really good overall.
Sure.
We definitely went through some ups and downs, but we did kind of merge together that first week. We almost got through. I'm not gonna lie, we almost got through our whole season. So
Yeah. Yeah.
we played
Well,
like 10 games.
yeah, I remember looking at your schedule, and the obviously the records, all that, but some of these games are really close. A lot of games by 1-2 runs. A couple of them, 16-12 versus Oxnard. 8-7 on the double. So a lot of the games were close. So you definitely have something, special brewing over there.
Yeah. It's that they were definitely good kids. It was definitely a nice surprise walking into that. Definitely nice being in the area.
Yeah.
Because this is one of the most talented areas. Orange County has Orange County, but we have our Inland Empire, and they are excellent softball players, and I love.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So.
Well, Coach, again, thank you for your time. As I said from the very beginning here, you bring a lot to the table. Granted, the season was cut short, but just looking at your bio and your resume and your body of work, not just athletically but academically as well, is a sample or a roadmap that a lot of athletes can follow. You have something special going on over there. I've gotten to know David, your athletic director, really close the last couple of years. He's great. He's the man as far as supporting the programs, and congratulations on the field. That's definitely a good tool you're gonna be able to use in recruiting. So before I let you go, is there anything you want to tell not just your existing student athletes, but also those that are thinking of coming in about the program? Something you want to just, throw out there before we sign off?
That's a good one. Just even though you go to community college and stuff, it's not the end of the world. Be excited about it and try and jump in with as much as you can. A lot of kids that go community college, they think, oh, I'm, just going to school. I don't need to have that atmosphere with other sports, but you still are a college athlete. Get in, support your other teams, get to know each other, because gonna go by real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely like work on that mental game. That especially through all this, that's the strongest thing you can do right now.
Sure.
Work on that, and you'll go further.
Well, Coach, thank you for your time. Please stay safe. Tell David I said hello and congratulations once again. And we will be chatting soon with the ukulele.
Yes, with the ukulele.
Okay, thank you.
All right.